Assalamualaikum and hi Dr. Roziana and my fellow friends. Today, my group will make a case study presentation on the topic sperm on the move, tube in the way. So without wasting more time, let's begin our presentation. I will start this presentation by telling you the fertility problem that may face by the Panora. As we know, Panora have the blockage on the fallopian tube, right? So it may prevent the fertilized egg to reach the uterus for the implantation. So thus, the fertilized egg may be implanted on fallopian tube, cervix, and ovary. So this statement was supported by the Aparna Sridhar in 2024. According to Chan et al. In 2024, ectopic pregnancy can be described as the implantation of gestational cells outside of the uterine cavity, and about 6.7 million cases was reported globally in 2019. As you can see from the photo that I put on my slide that I take from the Mayo Clinic Nordic, the normal pregnancy, the implantation may occur on the uterus, while ectopic pregnancy, the implantation may occur on fallopian tube, sometimes cervix, sometimes ovaries. The second fertility problem that may face by the Panora is she may having a problem on the ovulation. As we know, ovulation not directly affect the fallopian tube, but the movement of egg itself affect the hormonal mechanism such as negative feedback mechanism. So according to Holish et al. 2023, it can be affect the ovarian hormones such as estrogen and progesterone that cannot produce correctly amount with the other part of the reproductive, so it can lead to the irregular ovulation.
Assalamualaikum. I will explain about Encik Johan fertility problem. He has been exposed to radiation, but he has a normal BMI, normal sperm count, and a slightly abnormality of sperm movement. So the functions of sperm motility is to move efficiently through cervix, uterine cavity, and fallopian tube to reach the egg. The condition involves sperm movement is called astenospermia. Healthy sperm need to have sperm with a flow duration at least 35 micrometers per second. How the radiation can affect sperm motility? Ionizing radiation can generate free radical and reactive oxygen species (ROS). It can damage single-strand break and double-strand break in DNA. The damaged DNA can affect mitochondrial dysfunction and tail structure abnormality in sperm. And also, excess ROS can impair membrane and axonal of sperm. Based on the article, it was reported that in vivo fertility decreased progressively when more than 30% of the spermatozoa are identified as having DNA damage. Okay, that's all from me.
I'm AUNI and I am going to discuss in a more detailed way about the mechanism of ovulation and fertilization. For your information, our follicle will form a stigma in order to release an ovum out. So, the process begins with the surface epithelium, thecal layers, and also the granulosa membrane to become thinner, and they will be degenerated. The breakdown of these products will induce an inflammatory response and secrete prostaglandins. Prostaglandins will then synthesize two proteins which are PGF2 and also PGE2. Both of these proteins will trigger plasminogen activator from granulosa to convert plasminogen into plasmin. This plasmin will convert the inactive form of collagenase, which is an enzyme, to its active form according to Knight et al. 1999. This is where you can connect the dots, in which the active form of collagenase will degrade the walls of tunica albuginea and also the thecal layers. When these both layers are degraded and become weakened, it will cause the stigma to form a cone and it will become tiered in that region according to Jones and Lopez 2014. Next, I am going to explain about the mechanism of fertilization. Firstly, the acrosome of the sperm will release an enzyme called hyaluronidase that digests the corona radiata, exposing the zona pellucida. Then the sperm will bind to the sperm binding receptor inside the zona pellucida that triggers the acrosomal reaction. This reaction will release enzymes that will digest holes inside the zona pellucida, clearing path for the sperm to meet the oocyte membrane. After the plasma membrane of sperm and oocyte are fused, now the sperm will release its contents into the oocyte. The entry of the sperm contents will trigger the cortical reaction, in which this reaction will harden the zona pellucida and the sperm receptors will be clipped off to slow block the polyspermy as per Sun and Zhu 2023.
Moving on, there are two fertility treatments based on the current technology that may help Encik Johan and Puan Nora in increasing their chances of conceiving. The first fertility treatment is fallopian tube surgery. As we know, Puan Nora has been diagnosed with fallopian tube blockage, which makes it harder for sperm and eggs to meet and move to the uterus. According to Hirsch 2019, the constant pelvic and abdominal pain experienced by Puan Nora are the symptoms of blocked fallopian tubes. So, Puan Nora should undergo fallopian tube surgery such as laparoscopy and salpingostomy, as it can increase the possibility of conception by removing blockages and scarring in the fallopian tubes. Secondly, since Encik Johan and Puan Nora have fertility issues, the most effective treatment would be in vitro fertilization or IVF. As per Cleveland Clinic 2022, IVF is a common fertility treatment in which an egg and sperm are fertilized outside of the female body in a laboratory. Then the resulting embryos are transferred into the uterus of the female. IVF is frequently used for conditions like male infertility, fallopian tube blockage, endometriosis, and age factors. IVF can be expensive due to its complex procedures, which include ovarian stimulation with the injections of FSH, egg retrieval, fertilization, and embryo transfer. According to the statistics, IVF success rates in Malaysia are around 65% to 75%. These success rates differ based on a few factors such as age, embryo quality, and also the cause of infertility. As a conclusion, Encik Johan's abnormal sperm motility makes it harder for the sperm to reach the egg at the right time because the egg is only available for 24 hours during ovulation. On the other hand, Puan Nora's blocked fallopian tubes prevent the sperm from reaching the egg, which prevents fertilization from occurring. These problems reduce the chances of natural conception, making it more difficult to conceive. Thus, fertility issues can be tackled by fertility treatments such as fallopian tube surgery and also IVF that increases the chances of conceiving. That is it from us. Thank you so much for listening.